I have a list called My Oh No Nos. If a woman commits an oh no no, it can end the relationship. She also doesn't care about Blu-ray.
She's a monster.
Well, hello everybody on YouTube. Welcome back to one of the greatest channels on the internet. Today I'll be doing a review or kind of a I'm going over my entire collection, basically is what I'm trying to say. I wish I could speak English, but it's been a challenge. Anyway, we're going to be going through my entire collection. Now, I probably have like 400 or so movies, but we're going to go in ABC order, and then next year, if I even remember to do this at all, I'm going to go through all the movies that I've bought over the last year. So, without further ado, I need to grab the top. Okay, this is going to be row one. I don't want this video to be like 5,000 hours, so I'm going to try to just speed run through this, okay? This is whiskey, by the way. Alright, first one is 101 Dalmatians. I got this on the Disney Movie Club. Movie Club exclusive. I don't really know why I bought it, because like a couple time later, they went and just released a regular version. There's no real any bonus features, but love this movie. Watched it a lot as a kid. Here, 1917. Thought this was really good. Sam Mendes. I'd actually just watched some of the James Bond movies, which we'll see in a little bit. Right before I saw this movie, I thought it was really good. I thought the way that he was editing it and the way that he shot it to make it look like it was all one scene, I thought that was really clever. I thought it was really well done. Would recommend this movie to anybody, whether or not they like war movies. Next one, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I bought this version specifically from Barnes & Noble because I know that, well, I didn't really buy it from Barnes & Noble but you know what I mean. I bought this from Barnes & Noble. I know that Christopher Nolan worked on the remaster. I like him a lot as a director. I thought he's very competent, and I thought that he was the perfect person to pick to remaster this. They did it from an IMAX 70mm print. I have yet to watch this version, though I think the one that I've seen before was probably this version. I got it from the library. But yeah, I like this movie a lot. I haven't seen it for a while, though, so I don't know if I still like it. Next one, Beautiful Mind. Got this recommended to me by my parents. I really like the movie. Russell Crowe is really good in it, and Ed Harris is also really good. I thought the twist in the middle was really good. If you guys haven't seen the movie, please go watch it. I won't spoil it for you, but yeah, good movie. Aladdin, got the Steelbook from Best Buy. Really like this movie. I only recently, over the last maybe 10 years or so, really kind of got into this movie, and it's still a movie I like today. Robin Williams is amazing in it. If you guys want to go watch the watch-along where I watch the new one and make fun of it, you guys can, but yeah, love this movie a lot. Glad I bought the Steelbook. This is the 4K Steelbook from Best Buy. Next one, Alice in Wonderland. Love this movie. Love, love, love this movie. I don't know what else I can say about it that hasn't already been said. But my grandma loved this movie. I remember watching it with her when I was little. And yeah, this movie has a lot of sentimental value to me. So yeah, great movie. I love Golden Afternoon. American Psycho. I watched this a long time ago. I didn't even know this was the uncut version now that I'm looking at the cover. I bought this movie because I know that I will want to watch it again at some point. But yeah, this movie's very good. I like the part where he's dancing around, and yeah, great movie. Alright, on to pile 2. Aristocats, another same as Alice in Wonderland. Love, love, love this movie. Racial things aside, this movie's really funny. Whole, that classic Disney charm from the 60s. So yeah, great movie. Next one, Star is Born. I thought this was pretty good. I got this during one of my Black Friday hauls where it's just it's $5, so whatever, why not buy it? I thought Lady Gaga was surprisingly good. I also thought Bradley Cooper was pretty good. I liked the main song in this movie a lot, and I thought the ending was kind of cliche, but then again, this movie's been remade a million times anyway, so probably should have seen that coming. Austin Powers, the trilogy. I have seen The Spy Who Shagged Me about 1,000,000 times, but I have yet to see Goldmember more than once. So I should probably rewatch them a few more times, but yeah, I like these movies a lot. They're really funny. And especially after watching the James Bond movies, you realize how accurately, this movie parodies those movies. So, yeah, love those movies. Next one, A Quiet Place. This has been on my watch list for, years, and I still have yet to watch it. Yeah, shame me all you want. I love John Krasinski, obviously, from The Office, as everybody knows him from, and this is his first directed movie. And now that A Quiet Place Part 2 has come out, I saw this at, was it Walmart? I saw it somewhere. It was $7.50. and I was like, you know what, I should watch it. But then, you know, I still haven't watched it. I'll watch it one of these days. It's on my list, but I don't know. I have to be in the right mindset for it because I know it's really good, and I don't want to. I want to give it to the attention and credit that it deserves. So one of these days I'll watch it. Baby Driver. This is my best friend's favorite movie of all time. He's watched it about 1 trillion times. I have yet to see it more than 5 times. I really like this movie. I like the way that the music was woven into the plot. And I thought the ending was debatable. I also thought Kevin Spacey as an actor choice was also debatable, but whatever. Still have yet to see that guy come out of his little cave. Back to the Future 4K, one of the greatest trilogies of all time. I don't know what I can say about this that hasn't already been said, but great movie. I'm glad I got the 4K, even though I don't have a 4K player. I thought I'd buy it just to future-proof it. I watched this movie about 1 trillion times growing up. My dad loves the trilogy, and yeah, just an iconic piece of work. I also have the little Back to the Future like hoverboard. I got like the special set from Amazon. It was a whole thing. I spent like $70 on it. I don't really care. Okay, gonna move these a little bit closer here. Batman the movie, 1966. I made a whole video about this. If you want to go check it out, I'll probably forget to put links to this video in the card, but you know, it's easy to find on the channel. It's under Cole's Classics. Love this movie. I hope it gets a 4K release one of these days. 20th Century Fox, so highly unlikely because Disney's an asshole. But yeah, great movie. Really campy, really fun. Yeah, show it to kids. Alright, and then we got the Tim Burton 4-movie collection, Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. I have yet to see Batman and Robin since I saw it the first time, and saw the bat nipples and got afraid. But I like Batman Forever, Jim Carrey's really good in it. I like Batman Returns, Danny DeVito's really good in it. And I like the original because Jack Nicholson's really good in it. I need to watch these movies more often because I know they're really good, but I can't give it the time for some reason. Beetlejuice, watched this recently, thought it was pretty good. Michael Keaton was really good. I did not realize that Alec Baldwin was like the husband in it. I never realized that. And then I also, you know, Catherine O'Hara's in it, and you gotta love that, right? So Beetlejuice, fun movie. Next one up, Big Trouble in Little China. This is another, this is another release in my collection that I haven't watched, and I need to watch it because it's John Carpenter, and obviously he's iconic. And it also has Kurt Russell in it, and Kurt Russell's iconic. But yeah, I have yet to watch it. I've heard it's really campy and really dumb, but also a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely on my watch list, and I'll get around to it at some point. Black Cauldron. I literally bought this from the Disney Movie Club just because it has the Donald Duck short Trick or Treat on it. I love that short. I've watched it so many times. And I've yet to see Black Cauldron. I literally bought this because I wanted the HD remaster of Trick or Treat. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about this movie, but I know that it's like iconic and a lot of people really wanted this Blu-ray release. So yes, on my watch list. Obviously, I intend one of these days to be fully caught up in my collection and like I've watched everything in it so I can recommend it to people. Blade Runner, obviously iconic. Yeah, Harrison, sorry. But yeah, I don't know what I can say about this movie. I thought it was really, really insightful, really good. Whoever plays the replicant, I'm sorry, I haven't watched the movie enough times to really give it the full credit that it deserves. Ridley Scott obviously did a great job in this movie, but yeah, I thought the final monologue from the replicant was really good, and I should watch the movie again. Speaking of watching movies again, Blade Runner 2049, obviously this movie is just like so competently shot. Oh no, I'm gonna forget the name of the director of photography for this movie, the DP. What does it say on the back? I don't want to make this video like 5 hours long. Oh no, Roger Deakins, he's fantastic. I can't give that guy enough praise. He just always knows what he's doing all the time, and it's just like, you gotta love that. That's like, wow, what a life he's had. Anyway, sorry. Talking more about Roger Deakins than about alpha people in this movie. Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling, yeah, just Jared Leto too, playing a weird character as usual. Blazing Saddles, I freaking love this movie. Little bastard shot me in the ass. Oh god, Gene Wilder giving his all to everything he does, and Mel Brooks putting him in a role that is just iconic. And yeah, this movie's just freaking great. Mel Brooks as the governor, just awesome. I love that movie. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's awesome. Bohemian Rhapsody, I thought Rami Malek was really good in this. And yeah, this was just a great movie. I don't really have anything to say about some of these, but yeah, great movie. Booksmart, very underrated. If you like Superbad, or if you kind of like that comedy, go and watch this. Honestly, I just learned that, like, this is Jonah Hill's, like, sister or something. I was just like, what the hell? I mean, who would have thought, right? Like, they're both in these kind of movies. This movie's just fantastic. I mean, if you like Superbad, go watch it, and recommend it to people who are, like, you know, that kind of, like, modern high school age. They're gonna love this movie. It's really good. Breakfast Club, obviously a classic. You do it on the boat. You know, I watched this a couple years ago with my parents, and I hate to say that it didn't really have the same impact on me that it had with them, but I still think this movie's culturally significant. I just ordered the Criterion version of it on the Barnes & Noble half-off sale during July, so that should be getting here soon, but yeah, great movie. Okay, is this the correct... Yes, okay. Cars! Gotta go fast. Yeah, this is a great movie. My brother loves this movie. I think I bought it for him. But yeah, this was one of the... when I first signed up for the Disney Movie Club, this was one of the ones that I got for like $1. So obviously had to pick this up. Love this movie. Really, really great. I remember watching this in the theaters, I think, actually. So yeah, that's a fun movie. Cat in the Hat. I'll make it look like a bloody accident. This movie's just, I don't know. My mom and I love this movie. That stupid little infomercial bit is just the only reason to ever buy this movie at all. The rest of it's just like, it's just freaking weird. It's just Mike Myers being at his like all-time chaotic evil for like an hour. That movie's just so freaking weird. Celebrating Mickey, again, I bought this just for the, I mean, yeah, this is all this is just cartoons, but yeah, I bought this because there's a lot of iconic cartoons in here that I wanted to build out my animated shorts collection for Disney. Yeah, Mickey's Trailer, Steamboat Willie, that sort of thing. Chisholm, one of the John Wayne movies that I have that I've started to collect. I got into a big binge of these in like February or March of this year. My grandpa loves John Wayne. It's like his favorite actor of all time. This is where I get my whole collecting thing from, is from him. He has about 1,000 DVDs, and not to mention how many VHS tapes he still has, so he's got me beat by like hundreds, so it'll take me my whole life to catch up to him. But all that aside, this movie is really fun. I'm trying to collect all the ones that I liked. True Grit, I mean, but we'll get to that later. Chisholm, really fun. If you like Westerns, watch it. Got Christmas Specials Collection. I remember watching some of these as a kid. Yeah, these are just, like, you know, if it's one of those things where, like, if you know it, you know it. You know what I mean? It's like, these are just, yeah, they're fun. I'm trying to run out of things to say. I need to, like, take some of my whiskey. That's the funny part, is that you guys have no idea if I'm kidding or not. Anyway, Christmas Story! This is a great movie. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm starting to run out of things to say, like I said before, but yeah, this movie's just freaking hilarious. Oh, fudge. Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word F dash dash dash. Speaking of Christmas, got Christmas Vacation. Kiss my ass, kiss his ass. Happy Hanukkah. This movie's just awesome. Chevy Chase is just great in it. Hot take aside, I'm just gonna say a hot take right now. I don't like the whole bit where he's just like a complete like tool with that one girl from the shop. I hate that scene so much. Movies that I do like, I mean, I like that movie too, but Clue is a movie that I discovered recently and absolutely love this movie. I'm surprised I hadn't seen it sooner. Christopher Lloyd and Tim Curry and freaking just like so many iconic people. Madeline Kahn, just like, what the hell? This movie is just fantastic. It just completely sums up the 80s so well. In terms of like it's just a great satire humor movie, and I was trying to look around and see if they had like a if they had a board game where like each of the actors were the characters. You can't find it. They didn't even make it. Lazy assholes. They didn't even bother. All right, Clueless, great movie. My mom loves this movie. I've seen this about 1 trillion times. I got the Steelbook because why not? Pre-ordered it off of Amazon. This movie's just like, oh my god, as if, like, I love that movie. I love it for my mom, basically. Coco, this is such a cute movie. I mean, Disney Pixar, what else can you say? It's a great movie. I need to get my dad to watch it because he's a Spanish instructor for college, so I gotta get him to watch that movie because that movie's just like culturally it's on point. Crazy Rich Asians is a movie that I wish I had seen sooner. It's a really well done movie. I don't know what else to say about it. Like Ken Jeong in this is great. Aquafina is freaking fantastic. Yeah, I laughed at this movie genuinely so many times. It's like such a fun movie. I need to put it on more often because this movie deserves all the praise that it got. Like, yeah, for so many reasons. This movie's just really funny and really great. Alright, we come to the Dark Knight trilogy, the first Christopher Nolan movie to come up chronologically so far. I love this trilogy. I mean, obviously, I don't know what else I can say that hasn't been said already. I watched Batman Begins when I was in middle school and didn't quite appreciate it. And then I came back around knowing that it was Christopher Nolan and was like, oh my gosh, these movies are amazing. Dark Knight Rises I've only seen a couple times. Again, I have to be in the right mood for it for whatever reason. But Dark Knight's awesome. I've seen it a couple times. Batman Begins I've seen a couple times as well. These movies are great. I don't know why I keep burping. That's a little weird. Deadpool. This movie is awesome. Ryan Reynolds was born for this role. Again, I don't know what I can say about it. It's just, this movie's just so fun. I got this sweet slipcover from Walmart. I saw it before and it was like it was only on DVD for a little while, and then I saw that it came out on Blu-ray in this cover, and I'm like, I'm buying this movie as soon as I see this Blu-ray cover, and sure enough, I was able to get it, and then it's just, in here, it's just the regular. But yeah, this movie's so funny. Ryan Reynolds, again, is just fantastic in it. Alright, and then we come to Deadpool 2. I bought the 4K of this for really no reason at all. It was one of those things where, like, I don't know, I had a really rough day the next day, and I knew that was going to happen. I had, like, the dentist or something, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go all out. I also have, hang on. I also got it in this packaging here. It came with this, like, Bob Ross limited edition pop figure. And that was, like, kind of the reason I bought the whole thing. I mean, I didn't really care about 4K at the time, and I still kind of don't to this day. But that's why I bought the 4K of this, is that I was just like, you know what, I just want to, like, waste some money. You also get the super duper cut in there, too, which, gotta love that. Alright, Deja Vu. This was, I think, was this the first one I got? I got this from the Disney Movie Rewards, in the, where you sign up for a mystery Blu-ray, and you give up some points or whatever. And I was like, oh, this movie looks kind of weird. I don't really recognize it. I watched it. It's surprisingly good. Denzel, I mean, yeah, Denzel gives it his all and everything because he's iconic. But this movie is actually surprisingly good. I like that it's just like a time bender. Jerry Bruckheimer, too. I mean, like, dude, National Treasure and now this. It's like, dude, iconic. Okay. We are almost through the first row and we're 20 minutes in. We're doing great. Okay. Demolition Man. This movie is just so good. I don't know what to say about it. Like, I watched this when I was in, like, middle school and just absolutely loved it. I got a bunch of recommendations for movies during that time. You're going to hear me say that a lot, is that I just went on, like, a binge in, like, middle school and, like, early high school. I just watched a bunch of movies, and it's totally paying off for me now. This movie's so funny. I mean, if you know about this movie, you know that, like, there's that whole bit with, like, Taco Bell and Pizza Hut, where apparently they had to, like, dub over this. There was a whole joke about, okay, I'm not going to get too into it, but, like, the fact that there's, like, 2 cuts of this movie just because of that stupid little Pizza Hut, Taco Bell thing is just so dumb, but also funny. Detective Pikachu, this is another blind buy. I still haven't seen it, even though Ryan Reynolds is, like, voicing the guy. See, I'm glad I'm doing this now, because this is telling me I need to watch more of the movies I have in my collection. I heard this movie was, like, I heard it was, like, I've heard a mixed bag on it. I'm not going to cut any of this in the video, because I don't want to spend forever editing it. Okay. Diary of a Wimpy Kid 1, 2, and 3. I grew up with the books. I read the first book in, like, a day, because I was, like, how old was I? I was also a really good reader, too. I don't want to brag or anything, but, like, yeah. Great reader. I saw all 3 movies in theaters, and I thought they were all amazing, because I was, like, you know, in middle school, and I was just, like, stupid. These movies now are a little bit corny, which that's going to be expected, because it's about middle schoolers. But, yeah, those movies are pretty fun. They're a good little addition, little supplemental to the books. Die Hard. I watched this movie so late. By the time I'd already heard everybody being like, oh my god, it's the best movie of all time. It's a Christmas movie. That's debatable. I'm not going to get into that right now. This movie's pretty good. Bruce Willis, I can see why he's like, you know, like an iconic Hollywood actor. He's really good in this movie, gives it his all. Also, Alan Rickman's in it too, and he also gives it his all. Alan Rickman's just iconic in general. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. This movie's freaking awesome. Was this directed by Frank Oz? Yes, it was. Directed by Frank Oz. Steve Martin, Michael Caine. What else needs to be said? Madeline Kahn's also the girl in it too. Is she the girl? Uh-oh, where'd she go? Oh, maybe that's not her. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of somebody else entirely. But this movie's really good. If you like like sabotage and that sort of thing, this movie's really fun. Alright, got Django Unchained, the first Tarantino film in the collection that's popping up in chronological order. I haven't seen this movie a whole lot of times, but I do remember that whole bit about like how DiCaprio like completely cut his hand during that one scene where he's getting all pissed off, and then yeah. Leo DiCaprio is just iconic also. I'm gonna say like everybody in this is iconic, but yeah, those are truly iconic. Dr. Strangelove, I watched this in high school for a class because we were learning about like when does this take place? Like World War... I'm sorry, I'm totally blanking on this. But yeah, I learned about this because it like made sense during the thing. And this movie is absolutely hilarious. Peter Sellers is like giving it his all because what else would you expect from a movie from Stanley Kubrick? And if you want an excuse to go back and watch the movie again, you can see that like half the people in the background are like breaking character when he's doing this Doctor Strangelove character. It's freaking hilarious. I bought the Criterion of it. This is one of the first like Criterions that I got. I only have a couple, but I'm working my way through them because now I know that they're doing sales and stuff, and I can actually afford to buy them. All right, Due Date. If you like Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, please watch this movie. This movie is basically a modern day version of that. This movie's freaking awesome. You know, Downey Jr., Zach Galifianakis, what else needs to be said? They are both awesome in this movie. Their chemistry together is great. The jokes in this are fantastic. I watched this at the right time. I was in like middle school again when I watched this, and this movie's just so funny. Now your freaking dog's doing it. Gross. Yeah, this movie's so good. I got this from St. Vincent de Paul, and it still says rental, but it plays just fine. So, that's awesome. I'm going to need to fill up on that at some point. Dumb and Dumber, obviously iconic. Jim Carrey, I want to say Jeff Daniels, but I know that might not be right. I'm really sorry. Oh yeah, it is Jeff Daniels. I'm a potato. So this movie's really great. The whole like laxative scene is the thing that stands out to me the most, and the whole bit about like trading in their car for a moped. It's like you just went and completely outdid yourself. It's just so great. Dunkirk, another Christopher Nolan movie that this is actually I think the first one I ever watched on Blu-ray. This is the first movie I ever watched of his that upon the first watch it was on Blu-ray, and this movie just looks so awesome on Blu-ray. I know that I read online that Warner Brothers Nolan asked for a higher bitrate on the film in the Blu-ray release, and it just looks absolutely amazing. The IMAX shots in this are just iconic. Nolan really has his thing down, and I could talk about him all day, but we gotta move on. 8th Grade is the only movie that's ever made me cry, and I'm not afraid to admit that because this movie's awesome. Bo Burnham is fantastic. I've been watching his stuff since I was in middle school, and I just related so hard to this movie, and I thought it was so great. If you haven't watched it already, please go watch it. I would say it's like watch 8th Grade and then watch Booksmart, and then you'll be kind of up to date on your modern day like grade school movies. Elf is just amazing. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? This movie's just so fun. Will Ferrell at the prime time. Not to mention who else is in this movie because I'm a potato again. Yeah, dude, freaking Jon Favreau's the director. James Caan. It's just like that movie's so awesome. Okay. That's round 1. We're at 25 minutes, so oh god, I'm gonna have to speed it up a little bit. All right, going on to row 2. Okay, we're on to round 2, and you're gonna be seeing me drinking some water because I need to not drink so much whiskey. The reason you're seeing me get progressively sweatier, I'm not out of shape. It's just my room is a literal sauna, and if I have the lights on for this amount of time, and if I'm doing this much of like moving around movies and stuff, I'm just gonna get sweaty. I'm sorry. Starting off with row 2 is Emperor's New Groove and Kronk's New Groove. I haven't seen Kronk's New Groove, I've seen Emperor's New Groove. I thought it was really good. Whoever's in this movie is amazing, and I'm really sorry I'm forgetting your name. Yeah, but this movie is really fun. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, I'm really sorry, you guys, I haven't seen this movie. My mom watched the movie when she was little, and it made her very scared. And I'm sorry, Mom, if you're seeing this and I just embarrassed you in front of the two people who are going to watch this video from start to finish. But yeah, this movie I've heard is really good. Steven Spielberg, amazing. Fantastic Mr. Fox, I love this movie more than I love most family members. This movie is just absolutely amazing. Yeah, Wes Anderson knocked out of the park. His first children's animated movie he's ever done, and this movie is just like, it should be the blueprint for everything else. I'm making a video about it. Hopefully it'll come out soon, but yeah, keep on the lookout for that. I'll talk more about this movie in that video. Fargo is just absolutely amazing. I got this recommended to me by my parents. Coen brothers are absolutely iconic in this. Steve Buscemi, and everybody else in this movie is just amazing. I love the Midwestern accent and the way they react to everything. It's just like, that's a great movie. I need to watch that more. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Bueller, everybody knows that line. Yeah, Ben Stein, iconic. Matthew Broderick is obviously amazing in this too. Everybody gives a great performance in this movie, even the principal. This movie's just super funny. I wish I watched that movie sooner when I was still in high school, but there we are. Finding Nemo, this is the first movie I ever saw in theater. Saw it with my dad. We had to leave halfway through because the big scary shark scared me, apparently. This movie is just amazing. It's such a, yeah, Disney Pixar. What else do I have to say, right? Alright, on to Freaky Friday. I have the old and the new one. You'll see it in a second. This old one is awesome. My mom grew up watching it, and the movie's amazing. And now we're on to this one. I'm working on making a video about this movie. I've seen this movie like a bajillion times, more than I've seen probably any other movie in my life. It's like this and Willy Wonka and like Captain Outer Space. It's like, these are the movies I've seen the most. This movie's just so much fun. Jamie Lee Curtis is iconic. Lindsay Lohan's really good in this too. This is the reason I know about Jamie Lee Curtis in the first place. Mom and I watched this, oh my god, like every day growing up. This is one of the first DVDs we ever had in the house, and it was on all the time. Gone Girl is amazing. I don't know if you guys have seen it before. I've read the book and watched the movie. I watched the movie before I read the book. I'm sorry, it's scandalous. I know, it's a cardinal sin. This movie's really good. Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike are really good in it. And the twist in this movie is just as good as it is in the book, if not better. David Fincher did a really good job as well as the cinematographer. Or, not the cinematographer, the soundtrack, or the, Jesus Christ, the composer for this did a really good job too. And I'm just now realizing that that I have popcorn walls and the shelf, and it's just effing up all my movies. That's great. That's really lovely. I love that for me. Going and saw this movie in theaters. What's the movie that this is the same as? I'm sorry, I'm totally blanking on this because I'm a potato as usual. But yeah, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, and Alan Arkin in one movie. I mean, what else can you say, right? I saw this movie in theaters with my cousin, and this movie's just so much fun. It's a really easy movie to just like have fun with. Really great. What is it? What is it based off of? It's literally based off of something. It'll come to me. Ghost World is fantastic. Again, if you want to, I mean, if you're gonna watch these in order that I'm telling you to, which I don't know why the hell you'd even do that. 8th grade, Booksmart, and then watch Ghost World, because Ghost World is about two high school graduates, recent high school graduates that are trying to figure out their place in the world. It's really great. I got the Criterion of it as soon as I could because I watched it on DVD and wanted to buy the Criterion. This is perhaps the coolest steelbook that I own. Ghostbusters. It was at Walmart for like a trillion years, and then I was finally like, you know what? I'm gonna be kicking myself if I don't buy this now. You know, so I had to pick it up then. Bill Murray, obviously iconic. Everybody in this movie is just amazing. Dan Aykroyd, and I'm really sorry. I'm forgetting names really bad, but this movie is really fun. I actually saw this in a drive-in movie. Our town did like a drive-in movie, and I got to see this on a screen, and it was super fun. Really great movie. Get Smart is fantastic. Steve Carell is obviously, everybody in this movie is great. Alan Arkin again, and The Rock, and Anne Hathaway. This movie's just really funny. Yeah, this movie, I don't know what else I can say. This movie's just super funny. Would you want me to wait till I answer that? Get Out is the only horror movie I will ever buy, besides The Shining, but this movie is just, I can't give this movie enough praise. I want to make a video about it, but I don't know what else I can say that hasn't already been said. Plus, it's the movie that's pretty new. I don't want to make a video on it if I don't have anything else to say. Jordan Peele knocked out of the park. I honestly thought this is one of the best movies he's ever going to make, because I watched Us and was like, doesn't really have anything there. The cultural value, the you know, the elements of like just everything in this movie is just amazing from start to finish. Like, watch this movie again if you haven't if you've only watched it once, and I promise you'll find little bits and pieces that like the movie was screaming at you, telling you what was going to happen the entire time. So, yeah. Okay, moving on. This movie has sentimental value to me. That's the only reason it's in the collection. Bill Murray in perhaps his most controversial role, or perhaps his most iconic role, depending on who you talk to. These movies are great. I grew up with these, watching them as a kid. I watched them with my cousins. These movies are just, they're so much fun. We love Garfield, so those movies are really funny. John Cleese in the second one is just, yeah, what else can you say, right? Forrest Gump, yeah, I had to pick this up. It's iconic. Tom Hanks, obviously, like, what? Yeah, Robert Zemeckis. I mean, come on. I haven't seen that movie enough times to give it the credit it deserves, but yeah, everybody else can do that for me. Frozen. This, yeah, you can tell by the cover that this is not one that I bought. This one we bought before I even knew what Blu-ray was. So back when I was a little one. We bought this shortly after because my sister was absolutely obsessed with this movie. She still is a little bit. This movie's just like, yeah, this movie's a lot of fun. I liked watching it in theaters. I thought the music was really good. One of Disney's best in a long time. Let's grab this over here. Oh god, I have to talk about this one now. Gone with the Wind. I unfortunately sat through and watched this entire movie, not realizing it was 4 hours long. I mean, yeah, it's culturally significant, but, I mean, should you watch it, is, I guess, the real question. I mean, yeah, I mean, if not for, like, the whole bit about, like, having, like, slaves, like, real, like, actual dead-ass slaves, and, for the fact of, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, at, like, the 4-hour mark right at the very end. Yeah, I mean, okay, if you want to watch it, you can. Same with Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I mean, I'm sorry. I've only seen this once, so give me a break. I got this from the dollar store, surprisingly enough. I know that Kino Lorber just recently did a remaster of it, and I heard that I read that the colors are a lot better in this, but yeah, I know this movie, I mean, it's culturally significant. Clint Eastwood at probably his best. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, I was kind of half watching while I was doing other things, but yeah. I thought it was good. I'm sorry, don't judge me. Good Morning Vietnam. Robin Williams again. I have to buy all of his movies or else I feel like an asshole, because Robin Williams was a treasure and we didn't deserve him. That's all I have to say about this. We're going to move on before I start crying. Oh, and God, Good Will Hunting, another Robin Williams. I did not plan that at all. This movie's freaking great. How do you like them apples? Just really fun. I need to watch this movie more. I need to watch all these more, honestly, because they're all great. Speaking of, Goonies, hey you guys. I mean, come on, man. Like, Goonies is just iconic. The only place I could find this was our local, one of our local stores, Fred Meyer. It was the only place I could find it in stores. Like, Walmart bummed me out. Everywhere else bummed me out. This is before the 4K release, so obviously this was at a time where, like, this movie was kind of almost out of print, I would say. I would argue. But yeah, that movie's awesome. Okay. Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel was one of the first ones I ever had in the collection. This movie's just really great. Another Wes Anderson classic. Everyone in this movie's great. Ralph Fiennes, Willem Dafoe, Jeff Goldblum. Everybody in this movie's just like giving it their all. It took me so long to realize that Tilda Swinton is the old lady. I didn't even realize that after a while. The makeup in that is so good. The miniatures this movie's just so competently made. I mean, God, what else can I say? I can say so much more about this movie. I could talk about this movie for like 5 hours, but I don't want to make a video on it because it's just repetitive. But yeah, this movie's just really great. And another movie that I wish that wasn't owned by Fox Searchlight and not owned by Disney, because we'll probably never get a 4K of it, but whatever. Gravity, this is the first PG-13 movie I saw in theaters. I was waiting for like the monsters to show up and was sorely disappointed. I didn't realize that it was just a suspense movie about just her getting home. So my cousin and I went and watched this and we were just like waiting for like the jump scares and stuff, but it never came. So yeah, I had to buy that. First PG-13 movie I saw in theaters. Great Mouse Detective, this is another movie I saw a bunch when I was growing up. Though I watched it on VHS and the audio was all over the place, so there was a lot of bits that like genuinely scared me. Like the bit where he almost gets freaking guillotined by a mousetrap towards the end because he gets like trapped. And that whole bit in the clock tower and this movie, Radigan is like, this whole movie is just terrifying, but I love it so much. Great Outdoors. I love this movie. It's so good. John Candy and Dan Aykroyd just play off each other so well. The dynamic in this is iconic. I love Dan Aykroyd's laugh in this movie. It's like the it's just like really like guttural, just like rat infested laugh. It's just so good. This movie's great. The whole bit where he's like eating, like John Candy's eating the steak. It's just, oh, it's so funny. Groundhog Day. I've seen this once or a million times. I don't even know. I mean, I've probably seen it over and over and over, but that was a really bad joke. But yeah, I saw this movie once, which is the equivalent of seeing a million times. But yeah, this movie's very good. This movie's very insightful. It's a classic, obviously. Do I want to do a computer update? No, I don't. Piss off, Windows. Grown Ups. This is a movie that I surprisingly like a lot, and I hate that I'm even saying that, but like, this movie's really fun. I'm just gonna say it. This movie's really fun. I would argue this is one of Adam Sandler's best of the 2010s. Don't at me. Obviously Happy Gilmore, and we'll get into that pretty soon because I'm pretty sure that's coming up. Oh my god, it's literally the next one. I don't plan these things, okay? I don't. I love Happy Gilmore so much. This movie's so funny. Adam Sandler at his best. Freaking Bob Barker. I mean, what the hell? Like, how did this movie even get made? This movie's so good. This movie's so funny. I showed it to my cousins and they all were, like, cracking up. It's great. And now we're on to Harry Potter. I bought this on eBay. I don't even know if it's a legitimate set or not. It feels so fake. Like, I mean, maybe besides, like, the box, but, like, the rest, like, look at the print. I mean, you can't see it, obviously, because it's, like, YouTube, but, like, the print looks so bad, and it's also, like, part of it's in, like, French, too, but the print looks so bad, and, like, some of these discs just look so obviously fake, but like it's Blu-ray, so I mean the copies still look fine, so it's not like it's like compressed to shit or anything, but I mean, yeah, these movies are great. I don't know what else to say. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite. Don't at me. Alfonso Cuarón did amazing in that movie. The Hateful Eight, another Tarantino movie that I've only seen once and might never ever watch again. This was really good. Obviously there's like a big Tarantino like bloody scene at the end. Not as much feet as the other ones. Wouldn't recommend. I'm just kidding. Another Mel Brooks movie, History of the World Part 1. I need to see this movie again because I haven't watched it in so long. I like half watched it when I was like, oh my god, like 13 or 14. This movie's, I remember it being really funny though. I really liked it from what I remember. But yeah, I need to watch the movie again. Mel Brooks is amazing. I wish he'd still make more movies. Like honestly, I would honestly kill to see him do like a superhero parody movie with just based on our current like film climate. I would love to see him do that. Hashtag bring Mel Brooks out of retirement, even though he's like 85. Anyway, Hitman's Bodyguard. This is a movie that I think this is another blind buy, and I can see now that the goddamn shelf is like tearing up these movies. But Hitman's Bodyguard is really funny. Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, just great dynamic. It's like I really want to see the sequel. I'm gonna go see it in the theaters. I promise. This is embarrassing. I bought this recently, and I have yet to see either The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. I got Lord of the Rings gifted to me, but they're just the theatrical versions, which I know, just shut up. Those of you who are going to comment on that, but like, I buy these in hopes that I watch them, and then I never do, and then I'm just like behind on like a million movies, so, need to watch that. Hocus Pocus is just amazing. I mean, if you haven't seen it already, it's just, I mean, I think it's just iconic at this point. I mean, I feel like everybody's seen it. I mean, I didn't see it until like a couple years ago when I got it recommended to me for the trillionth time, but I mean, yeah, Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, just so much fun. And a little bit weird too, but like, it's okay. It's campy 90s Disney, so whatever. Home Alone 1 and 2, I mean, God, I mean, I can't even watch Home Alone 2 anymore. It's kind of sad, but Home Alone's just amazing. Catherine O'Hara, again, is iconic in this. And then Macaulay Culkin at his best, arguably. Joe Pesci, too. I mean, God, this movie is just amazing. These movies are amazing. I don't know if I could say which ones I like more. I like Home Alone 2 a lot, and I also like Home Alone, so, I mean, take that as you will. Damn it. I just knocked the tape over. There we go. Okay. Moving on to Hook. This is another movie I haven't seen, and it's Robin Williams, I know. Just crucify me now. But I'm getting around to it, I promise. And unfortunately, I've seen Hotel Transylvania and not Hook. I mean, yeah, just kill me now. But, yeah, Hotel Transylvania. I saw this in theaters. I think I got this gifted to me. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. It was on my want to buy, and I think I got it gifted to me, whatever. Hot Tub Time Machine is a movie that I unfortunately like. I haven't bought the second one because I don't know. I mean, even though Adam Scott's in it, and like obviously he's just amazing, but I mean, yeah, I like this movie a lot. I just watched it recently with my sister, and this movie's like super funny, like unironically. I mean, if you want just like a dumb, fun movie to watch with friends, it's a great movie. Speaking of dumb movies to watch with friends, this movie is an acid trip. Like, unironically, I got this recommended to me by one of my teachers, one of my film teachers, and this movie is amazing. House. Just, oh my god, this movie's so awesome. If you like like practical effects and like just like weird campy horror, this movie's just amazing. This is another horror movie I have in my collection, unironically, but like, I need to watch this movie again because that whole movie's an acid trip from start to finish. I forgot that I have 2 movies called House. This movie's also decent. Like, I mean, it's not Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler giving their best performance of all time, but like, it's definitely not a movie, I don't know, it's definitely a B or C list movie for sure. I know that like nobody saw this in theaters. I know I didn't see it, and then I was looking through like new movies and was like, oh, this is a thing. And then I think I watched it somewhere. I don't remember. I know it wasn't in theaters, but yeah, this movie's pretty interesting if you want to go check that out. Howl's Moving Castle, obviously, I got the steelbook of this, so it's going to be a little bit reflecty, I'm sorry. But this movie's really great. Yeah, it just reminds me of, like, high school, basically. I remember watching a bunch of Studio Ghibli movies in high school, and one of my best friends loved those movies, so yeah, this just reminds me of them. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the animated version, I actually have pop figures, little mini pop figures. I bought these at Walmart at, like, the perfect time. And I have, like, pop figures of a couple of them. I have them of, like, Elf and of this and Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. I have a couple of them. I might include pictures if I remember, but I probably won't, let's be honest. But yeah, this is it's just iconic. Watch it every year. Speaking of watching every year, the Jim Carrey version, obviously. This movie's just amazing. Pucker up and kiss it, Whoville. This movie's just so great. I watched this movie, like, actually watched it for the first time in a couple years, like, you know, as an adult and stuff, and as a grown-up. Or being older, and there's some jokes in this that are so funny. It's because I'm green, isn't it? This movie's just amazing. Yeah, Jim Carrey. If you look up him about the suit, like it's just wild. Like I could talk on and on about the movie, but like, dude, he was in that suit and he literally had to have like torture training. Or he had to have like a specialist come in and help him through like being in the suit because it took him like 6 hours to get into makeup and then he was in it for like all day. So then it basically felt like he was being like tortured. So he had to get like a therapist to help him walk through it. So wild. This movie I only bought because it was filmed in my hometown. If you want to look that up, you can. It was filmed at our mall, which is a little wild. So it's kind of fun seeing like our mall in like, you know, like 30, 40 years ago. When was this made? Like the 70s? So like 50 years ago? Shit. Old. Anyway, Ichabod and Mr. Toad, obviously, like, Disney, iconic. Mr. Toad is just amazing. Again, I watched this when I was little, and, like, when loud noises scared me, so, like, the whole bit about, like the police sirens and stuff always, like, scared the shit out of me. But I love that movie anyway. Inception, on to another. I'm working on getting all my Nolan films to 4K. I know, it's taking me a while, but I have no money. At the same time, I have a lot of money. I mean, it doesn't matter. Anyway, Christopher Nolan, Inception, great. I watched this back before I even knew it was a good movie, and I wasn't really following the plot all that well. And then I rewatched it and was like, wow, this movie's amazing. Alright. We are on to the last pile of this. How long is this? 20 minutes? I am just rocking through this. Incredibles. I mean, dude, this movie's just amazing. It's not a graduation. He's moving from the 4th grade to the 5th grade. This is just, oh my god. I saw this in theaters with my dad. I mean, Dad and I... Whenever I think of Disney Pixar in the early, you know, and it's like arguably its golden age, like, you know, Finding Nemo, Incredibles, I saw these all with my dad in theaters when my mom was at work, and these movies just, they mean so much to me. I love these movies so much, especially Incredibles, because it's just, and I may as well talk about Incredibles 2 while I'm at it. Incredibles 2 was a huge disappointment to me. I really wanted to like this movie. I even bought, like, from the movie club, I was like, I'm going to buy it as the featured title, and... I'm sorry. What Incredibles did, this just didn't do for me. I'm sorry. It's like, the nostalgia was there, but I think it just came too late. Or it came too early, who's to say, but like, it was trying to be like every other superhero movie, and I know that Disney was like, oh, we're gonna make it like a Marvel movie or whatever. That wasn't what the original Incredibles was. It was all about Syndrome's idea of like, you know, if everyone's super, no one will be. and it just ruined it. I could talk about that all day again, but I'm not going to. Inglourious Basterds, a movie that I maybe saw once, and I have nothing else to say about it. Quentin Tarantino, again, so I need to rewatch it, but, yeah, that's all I have to say. Sorry. In Harm's Way, this is one of the newest pickups I have in the collection. Another John Wayne. They just released this on Blu-ray, actually, so that's why I got it. I pre-ordered it, so... I have yet to rewatch it again. Kirk Douglas, obviously, is iconic, and John Wayne's iconic, but this movie's pretty good, even though it has, like, mixed reviews online, because a bunch of, like, boomers getting upset. Because when are they not, right? Inside Out, obviously this movie's amazing. My sister watched it recently, and I felt like I was going to burst into tears, because this movie's just so cute. This movie's amazing. I don't admit that often, but, like, this movie's really good. Amy Poehler is great in this, and, like, Bill Hader and, like, all the other voice actors, just... God, Disney Pixar is so overpowered at this point, it's like, God... They could literally make a movie about just, like, something crying, and everybody would just be like, oh my god, it's so emotional. And then Insomnia, a movie that I watched recently that's a Christopher Nolan film, and it has Robin Williams in it, so, like, obviously it's iconic. And Al Pacino, too, and Hilary Swank, and, like, what the hell? This movie's really good, actually. I really liked it. I like the, obviously it's called Insomnia, it's about insomnia. I like the whole bit where it's, like, you know, it doesn't really matter about the whole case in general. It just kind of, the whole thing kind of flips on its head halfway through, and I thought that was just amazing. Really good. Alright, that's row 2. Now on to row 3. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom. See? Look, it's gone. It's just... Okay, whatever. I need to move on. Jobs, last movie in theaters, and this is... I think this... Maybe this was the first PG-13 movie I ever saw. Anyway, I thought this was really good. I thought Ashton Kutcher was really good. Apparently everybody hated this movie, but, like... I thought it was good. Ashton Kutcher, I mean, he looks just like Steve Jobs. I mean, what else is there to say? This is during my, like, you know, Apple, like, I love Steve Jobs phase, and now I'm totally past that. Even though... I still like that movie. I need to stop burping. Jesus Christ. Alright. Joker. Obviously, I don't really know what else there is to say about this movie. I saw it in theaters. This is one of my Black Friday bulk purchases. Robert De Niro. I mean, what else is there to say? Jojo Rabbit, another Black Friday purchase. This movie's just so fun. Again, another movie that is stuck in the Fox-Disney merger and will never see 4K ever because it's Fox Searchlight, but this movie deserves 4K. I mean, come on. This movie's just so good. This movie's so fun. I mean, Taika Waititi, I don't know how to say his last name, I'm sorry. But he's so funny as Adolf Hitler. Me and my friend were the only ones who were laughing at him just, like, making jokes the whole time. Nobody else laughed. Nobody else got, like, the subtle, like you know, just humor of this entire movie. So, it's a bummer, I know. Jumanji, Robin Williams, obviously a classic. I need to see this movie more often. This movie's just really fun. Unfortunately, I've seen Zathura more than I've seen this, which obviously Zathura is, like, a modern-day version of Jumanji. I'm not going to watch the ones with The Rock in them. Don't make me watch those. Alright, on to one of the first big boy collections, the James Bond set. I bought this in hopes that I'd watch all of them, and I did. I watched all the movies, and they're all amazing. I mean, yeah, some of them are a little lackluster, but there was one, I think it was like, oh gosh, it was one of the ones with, oh shoot, it was one of the newer ones, one of the ones from like the 90s. There's the most, like, insane explosion I've ever seen in a movie, like, ever seen put to screen. Like, the explosion was so real and so wild. I was like, holy shit, how did this not, like, burn down a forest? Like, it is so insane. And then, obviously, Daniel Craig is amazing. I'm looking forward to the new one, though I did hear that they might have to reshoot some bits in that, just because of how old it is now. Contracts are wild, man. Isle of Dogs. I mean, again, Wes Anderson, I was just, like, in awe. I was just having, like, I don't know, I don't want to say an orgasm the entire time, but that was basically what it was. I was just in pure bliss. That's what I should say. I want to keep this a little bit child-friendly. I was just in pure, just, like, I was just so content when I was watching this movie. It was at a good time in my life, and this movie's just so fucking good. I'm just going to say it. It's so fucking good. I mean... Wes Anderson knocked out of the park. I just love this movie so much. I appreciate that it was ever even made. The movie's so good. Speaking of good movies, The Irishman. Speaking of Joe Pesci, speaking of everybody else, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Harvey Keitel, like every single, like, you know, who's who of, like, still living, you know, infamous, like, mafia actors are in this movie. I'm so glad that Netflix put this to Criterion. Do this with more of your stuff, please. This movie's just great. I mean... Yeah, like, it's just so good. yeah, Scorsese knows how to make movies. That's what else do I need to say? Interstellar 4K, got this. Got this as a replacement because I loaned to one of my friends and some things happened and it's all good now. But yeah, I got the 4K of this upgraded from the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray was actually one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought for my collection. This movie is just amazing. I need to watch it more often because it's just so great. McConaughey is so good in this movie. I'll get to it later with the TV show section, but I started watching True Detective and he's really good in that. So yeah, that movie's great. Jurassic Park. I'm saddened to say that I half watched this and had no interest in it at all, and I haven't come back to watch it since. I need to rewatch it. It's on my list. Don't worry. Kiki's Delivery Service, I unfortunately have not seen. Even though it was my best friend's favorite movie of all time, I would say it's one of my favorite movies. I need to watch this because it's really good. Kill Bill. I may as well talk about Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. I haven't watched these in so long, but it was funny because I remember I watched this for the first time, and as soon as that little music cue came on, I was like, oh my god, it's the meme. And it took me a second to realize that this is where it came from. This is where the meme came from. The whole burr, burr. But yeah, this movie's really good. Despite the fact that apparently the main actor, Lucy Liu had some issues with Tarantino, which dude likes feet, what else can I say? The King's Speech is just amazing. Colin Firth is great in this. I just started watching The Crown. I need to go back and watch this because this movie's just really good. Especially for me because I had a stutter growing up. And that's why I still can't say some words properly because I'm a potato. But yeah, this movie's really good. I'd recommend you watch it if you know somebody with a stutter or if you just want to learn more about British history. Knives Out. I was so lucky to get the Steelbook when Best Buy restocked it at the end of the year because I literally, this is the one time I was just like, oh, they're going to have in stores for sure. And then I show up and they were out. I showed up after work. I was like, oh, I'll just go over there after work and they'll still have it. They were sold out. I was so bummed. I was like, okay, I'll just buy the regular Blu-ray. I ended up spending less on this, on the restock, than I did on the Blu-ray when it first came out. So I was kind of pissed about that. But at the same time, if you guys don't already know about the little Easter egg with this case, look up Knives Out Steelbook Easter egg. It's really cool. If you haven't seen the movie, then don't look it up because there's a big spoiler. Basically, the little thing here shows you who the bad guy is. It kind of circles it in the thing. This movie's so great. Jamie Lee Curtis, everybody in this movie is iconic. I'm looking forward to the sequel, though I'm kind of pissed that Netflix has it now because it's never going to come to Blu-ray. Criterion, bring that to Blu-ray, please, when that comes out. Kung Fu Panda 3-movie collection, iconic. Jack Black in one of his best roles, arguably. DreamWorks at their best. DreamWorks just killing it, as always. Movie's just great. The Lego Movie, this movie's just amazing. I don't know what else I can say about it. Will Arnett as Batman, Chris Pratt as Emmett, just amazing. This movie's so great. Morgan Freeman, just so many good voice acting in that movie. And the Lego Movie Part 2, I saw this in theaters, and I came out, and it was dumping down snow, and we missed a week of school, so that's the only way I remember this movie. I need to rewatch those. Speaking of Lego Batman, I need to rewatch this also. So, Will Arnett, amazing in that movie. One of the best Batman movies of all time, unironically. And I know everybody else says that, so shut up. The Lighthouse. My first exposure to Robert Eggers. I don't know how to say his last name, but wow. This movie, I went into it expecting nothing, and I got everything thrown at me during this movie. It's a drama, it's a thriller, it's a suspense, it's a horror, it's a comedy, it's everything all in one. An instant classic. They couldn't put it better. Robert Pattinson has done a complete 180 on his career. Willem Dafoe, honestly, is just always killing it. This is one of the few imports that I have that's not on Blu-ray in the States, or if it is on Blu-ray, it's $1 million. I don't know what the hell's up with that. This movie is License to Drive. My mom remembers watching this as a kid. It has the dude from, this was nobody on here. Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. This movie's really fun. It's just another, high school 80s, sign of its times, just about, driving. Mom told me to watch it when I was learning how to drive, and this movie's just really fun. Well, Anderson, the cup was empty. Lilo and Stitch, obviously amazing. This came out at the prime of my childhood, and I love this movie. I need to rewatch it again. What was he called? Experiment 626? I still remember that. I still got it, guys. I still have half a brain. The Lion King. I got this on 4K for because it was the it was the Disney Movie Club feature title, and I was like, you know what? It's the original Lion King. That's iconic. So I figured I'd pick it up. Yeah, really good. I need to rewatch it more because this movie's really good. Trying to stack things in a way where they don't fall. Alright, got Little Miss Sunshine. This movie's amazing. Alan Arkin again, Steve Carell again, everybody else again. This movie's really fun. I like the little twist at the end where she actually gets to the competition, and that's her performance. This movie's so fun. Yeah, Toni Collette too. I mean, God, what the hell? Knives Out again. Alright, moving on to Logan. My cousin begged me to watch this movie with him, and I didn't know why, and then even not as an X-Men fan, this movie's just really good. Like, really competently made. Patrick Stewart, everybody's giving it their all. You can tell that Hugh Jackman is just like, he's on his way out, and he just put everything into this movie. It's really good. Starting to lose my voice, can you tell? I need my water. And as you can see, my water bottle, too, I have a bunch of, like, stickers on it, too, for my favorite movies. If you want to pause and just, like, try to figure out what they're all from, I'll give you bonus points. I'll give you bonus points. You can figure out where they're all from. The Lorax. This is another Blu-ray that I bought back before I didn't even know Blu-ray was a thing. This movie's okay. I mean, yeah, it's fine. Taylor Swift is really good in it, but like, I thought it was okay. Ed Helms, obviously, too. I mean, yeah, this movie's pretty iconic. I'm sorry. Sorry I even said anything. And then we come to Lord of the Rings. Again, I'm watching it. I'm sorry. Love Actually. I bought this for my parents because they are in love with the soundtrack. They listen to it like almost every day. Everybody in this movie is so, you know, iconic. I still need to watch it though because I bought it at FYE because a location opened up at the local mall. So that was pretty cool. And I was like, well, I want to go in and support them because I like it's like the first store in the mall that actually has like a movie selection. So I was like, oh, better go in there and check that out. Love, Simon. This is one of the big Black Friday haul purchases. But to be fair, I had seen it before, so that's why I bought it. God, I keep burping. This movie's really good. I think it's a really competently made modern day love story, but it's a gay character. Yeah, total plot twist there. Total paradigm shift. That's a $10 word for you. Lucy, another movie I saw in theaters. Was this the first R-rated movie I ever saw in theaters? It was probably one of the first, honestly. This movie came out when, like, freaking... whatever, I don't care. This movie's pretty good. Scarlett Johansson, Morgan Freeman, really great. They're both good actors. I'm not saying the movie's really good, but, I mean, if you want to watch it, go for it. I'm not your mom. Mamma Mia, the movie, I got this gifted to me. I had to make, like a crappy, like, printed off cover for it. I don't think I'm ever going to watch this, but it's on my collection anyway. I don't really know why. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, a really fun movie. John Wayne and whoever the hell else is in it. All I know is John Wayne. There is one guy that keeps appearing in some of these movies. I don't remember his name. I don't think he's credited on here. Yeah, John Ford directed it. Yeah, really good. I like John Wayne's persona in that movie. The Martian. I read the book and then watched the movie. I don't really know which one's better. I mean, Ridley Scott did this. I can't really say anything bad about Ridley Scott. This movie's really good, though. I got the Steelbook from Best Buy. I don't even know how I got it this cheap. I think it was like $5 or $10. Really good movie. I thought it was a good little like companion piece of the book. I mean, always read the book before you watch the movie. I mean, that's a given. Speaking of book before the movie, Marley and Me. Obviously, this is like the cutest movie of all time. I remember watching this when I was a kid. My uncle and aunt had a dog named Marley that ironically they had named their dog Marley before this came out. So now everybody thought that, like, you know, my aunt and uncle ripped off Matt Grogan. Is that his frickin' name? I don't even care. Anyway, this movie's really cute. Owen Wilson's really good. Jennifer Aniston. This movie's just awesome. I remember we read that in 3rd grade and my sister started crying because she had just had a dog pass away right before she was reading the book. So, there you go. Mary Poppins, obviously this is just a cinematic masterpiece. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's just like... That's all I'm going to say about it. Cinematic masterpiece. That green screen technique is freaking awesome. Look it up if you haven't already. Mary Poppins Returns, I got this gifted to me. I don't think I'm ever going to watch it. Like, honestly. I mean, I don't even want to taint... I mean, I don't care how good this was made. I don't care how many practical effects they did. It can't match Mary Poppins, the original. I'm sorry. It just can't. Travers is rolling in her grave right now. Mean Girls! Great. Lindsay Lohan, Tina Fey. Probably one of the last Lindsay Lohan performances we're going to get of this era. Or, you know, throughout her entire career. It's probably the last performance we're ever going to get. It's actually going to be good. Great movie. Really fun. Tina Fey just knocked out of the park with this. I think she was the director. I hope she was. I'm just going to move on. Megamind. Jim Carrey. No, it's not Jim Carrey. Will Ferrell. I'm sorry, not Jim Carrey. They're all the same anyway. Whatever. Yeah, Will Ferrell. This is such a fun movie. Hello, it's hello. Oh, hello. This movie is just so fun. I remember seeing that in theaters and was just like totally blown away. I thought it was so good. It's one of the first movies I saw where my little pea-sized brain when I was little was just like, oh, the bad guy's the good guy. Oh, it's amazing. George Méliès. I know I'm not pronouncing his name properly. I really don't care. I'm too tired to care. This is a collection of some of his movies on Blu-ray. It has like A Trip to the Moon, couple others. I mostly bought it just for the Trip to the Moon. But yeah, I bought it specifically for a class. I was talking about him as a director. He's one of the first people to use like modern day, like, you know, like transition cuts and that sort of thing. Check him out. I'm sure like half of his stuff or most of his stuff is online, free to watch. Memento. I watched this so late in my Christopher Nolan timeline that I'm ashamed of myself. I wish I could do what Guy Pearce does in this movie and just completely forget that I did it and go at it backwards. This movie is so, like, just so entertaining and it's very inspiring. I love that movie. It's great. Men in Black Trilogy, I bought it because I think I bought it during Black Friday also, but this movie is really fun. I haven't seen it enough times though, so I can't really give it the praise that it deserves, but movie's good. Mickey's Christmas Carol, one of the few movies that Disney completely just like made a dumpster fire out of the transfer. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. This movie is just like, yeah, digital restoration, my ass. There's no way it looks that good. It's just completely devoid of any feeling or character or, oh my god, they just completely butchered this. I'll talk about this with Sword in the Stone too, but they just completely butchered the transfers on those. Luckily, they've grown out of that and they're actually like not being complete dumbasses about it. Midway, I bought this because my grandpa told me to watch the original, and I watched the original, and then he watched the new one and said to watch the new one, and I still haven't watched the new one, even though I bought it and told myself I was going to watch it that night. I never did. I'm sorry. Moving on. Mission Impossible, gonna watch it. I bought it for a reason. I saw... Which one was it? I saw one of the newer ones in the theaters and came out with a migraine and threw up when I got home, but that's a whole different story. And I'm sure that wasn't even the movie's fault. I just, I have a problem with, hydration and stuff. Let's see if I'm hydrated. I'm not hydrated. Alright, let's move on. 3, 2, 1. Alright, down to shelf number 4. Let's get this going. Moana. I watched this movie a lot when I was into it. The Rock and everything else about this movie is just amazing. The water effects, the soundtrack, the music is just amazing. It's probably like Frozen and then Moana. Those are the only movies that really sunk into me is like how good the music is. And now we have the Universal Monsters review, the reason for the last 2 videos, and I've already started making the next 2. So, and the next rest of these. So, yeah, keep an eye out for those coming Halloween in the next couple of years. If you haven't seen this movie already and you've experienced a loss of a loved one, please go watch this movie. This movie is just so cute. I don't say that a lot about movies, but this is just such a cute, wholesome movie. Everybody gave it their best in this. Dustin Hoffman, Natalie Portman, Jason Bateman. Thank you, cover. That movie is just it's just so good. The soundtrack and it's amazing. Who did the soundtrack? I'm sorry, I need to look this up. Yeah, Alexandre Desplat did the music, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're gonna make me cry. Mrs. Doubtfire, onto a fun classic Robin Williams movie, just amazing. The whole bit where his face comes off and it gets run over by a truck makes me laugh every single time. Sally Field is also really good in that movie. The Muppet Movie, obviously a classic. I remember watching this as a kid. Rainbow Connection, Fork in the Road, just things that are coming to mind about that movie. Muppet Treasure Island, Muppet Caper. I've seen Muppet Caper a lot of times. I haven't seen Treasure Island at all. On my list. Muppet Caper's great, by the way. That whole bit where they're like floating down as the movie is beginning, great. My Neighbor Totoro, oh my god, I've been gifted this movie like twice, one on DVD, one on Blu-ray, and I have yet to watch the movie ever. So, it's on my list. I promise. I mean, god, Napoleon Dynamite, yet again, another Fox Searchlight. That may never see a 4K release, even though this movie's better than like half the movies that are on 4K nowadays. Like, do we really need Croods 2 on 4K? Is really anybody going to buy that? Anyway, Napoleon Dynamite's just amazing. I like your sleeves, they're real big, and oh, you're going to eat your tots, and teeny fat lark, and have some dinner. Amazing. Oh, on to some more iconic movies. National Treasure 1 and 2. It's funny to me because with these movies, because they're all Jerry Bruckheimer and John Turteltaub, and they all have Nicolas Cage, I always want to watch Sorcerer's Apprentice like right after these, because it feels like a natural continuation of like my imaginary series, even though these are an original and a sequel, and then Sorcerer's Apprentice has nothing to do with that, but they're all like Disney, Nicolas Cage, and the same like producer director, so it feels like a natural continuation. But yeah, his movies are fantastic. I watched the first one when I was in 5th grade and was just like immediately hooked. If you just like action, like like spy, like detective, like this is just so fun, such fun movies. Yeah. Nightmare Before Christmas, a classic. I don't know what else there is to say. Stop animation, Tim Burton, awesome. Something that may never be made again. Another import, because for whatever reason 9 to 5 is owned by Twilight Time, those assholes who decide to just release 1,000 of something and never release it again, and then it goes up by like $1 trillion on the goddamn third-party sellers. So I had to import this from Mexico. Not even mad though, because I watch on my Plex server, so it's like whatever. I can just pick English audio. So I mean, whatever. I got a good remaster, and I got the movie out of it, and even though it says the title in Spanish, it's whatever. The movie's really good. My mom likes the movie, so that's why I bought it. Office Space, I mean, come on. In my stapler. I need to watch the movie again, because it's by Mike Judge. Fun fact that I just remember about this movie, Jennifer Aniston making fun of the flare. This is the reason that they don't have to wear flare anymore. So you can thank this movie for not having to wear flare, because the Applebee's, or whoever, I think it's Applebee's, the higher up saw it, and they were like, alright, we'll get rid of it. And they did it. So that's pretty cool. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, another, this is the first Tarantino movie I ever saw in theaters, because I was old enough and because I actually cared. Good movie, a lot of feet. I literally told my cousin we went to see this, I was like, dude, Tarantino's a fan of feet, so just be prepared. It might only happen once. Literally, like, most of this movie is about women's feet. It's just, oh my god. Anyway, I remind this movie is really good. I liked the homages to, like, like old 20th century Hollywood. It's you can tell that Tarantino knows what he's doing. He's just such a film dork, so it's great. Glad to see another person out there like that. Overboard, great movie. I just saw that there's a remaster of it. I don't really care. I like this movie enough. Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn. My mom loves this movie too, so that's why I know it. Oh my god. Okay, so as much as I like Shrek, I have to say, I think I like Over the Hedge more. I just like the meta commentary on, like, suburban life, like modern day suburban life, and just like overconsumption and capitalism and just our entire, like, fast food ecosystem that like America has nowadays. This movie's just so funny. Every time I watch it, I laugh at something different. This movie's just so great. Everybody misses. I mean, I listened to the audio commentary recently. That whole bit about Vermtech, that was entirely improvised. The Verminator completely made that up. The guy who voiced the Verminator. I don't suppose you have an associate degree from Vermtech? Apparently that was improvised. It's just like, shit. It's so good. Speaking of good, Parasite. I don't really want to buy the 4K, but like, this movie's really good. I did not see the twist coming at all. I tend to be kind of a passive movie reviewer. If you've watched my other videos, I've talked about this before, but I like going in a movie and just being like, you know what, just take me on this adventure, and then I'll think about it later and think about how like realistic it is. This movie's really good. I like the whole like bit where it's just like, you just kind of realize that, oh shit, this is like, that's the way this is going. You realize that, oh, this isn't the first time this has happened. Amazing. Speaking of amazing, Parent Trap, I have the old one and the new one. Original one, I'm sorry, I keep thinking I hear someone out there. Old one and new one. New one has Lindsay Lohan. I've seen the new one more than I've seen the old one, though the old one's pretty good. I like the new one more because Lindsay Lohan's amazing. It's funny that Lindsay Lohan's been in Freaky Friday and in Parent Trap in both the new ones. Both around, like, similar ages. It's just funny. I'm just realizing I didn't talk enough about Freaky Friday when I was talking about it. Oh yeah, I just remember what it's How to Beat the High Cost of Living. That's the movie that's just like Going in Style. That's right. Forgot. Yeah, that's basically what both those movies are. They're just like a heist movie because they don't have enough money and they're about to go broke, so they decide to rob a bank or whatever, rob somebody. Paul Blart Mall Cop, I bought this. No, not a true story. I got this gifted to me, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, fun movie. I remember watching it in theaters as a kid. The whole bit about like him needing a Snickers every 5 seconds, that's just hilarious. The whole bit where he gets blackout drunk and then crashes. Great. I mean, God, speaking of iconic, right? The Charlie Brown Holiday Collection, just a bunch of amazing shorts. I watch them every year. The soundtrack in Great Pumpkin is iconic, and same with Charlie Brown Christmas too. It's just like every time I watch them, I get a nice, feel all nice and comfy. Holy freaking crap! Pink Panther. This movie's so funny. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. This movie's hilarious. It's just every time I watch it, I laugh at something different. Like, Steve Martin, his accent, his persona. I mean, oh my god. This movie does not get enough praise. I'm sorry. No, you know what? No, I'm not sorry. You guys need to watch that movie. Watch it more. Watch it a million times. That movie needs to be in like a holy grail of movies. Is this owned by Fox? Oh, good. Give this a Blu-ray release. This movie's amazing. God. Pixar short films. I got this bundled with, I want to say it was with Incredibles 2, because it was the featured title. But yeah, I have this for no reason at all. I don't even think I've watched half the shorts on it. I know I've seen some of them just because I've seen the movies in theaters and whatever. Planes, Trains. I want a fucking car right fucking now. Just an amazing movie. What else needs to be said? I can't even speak anymore. I'm just going completely, my brain's turned to mush. I now get what that movie reviewer was saying, because he does the same exact thing as I'm doing right now, and he says his brain goes to mush. John Hughes, amazing. Okay. Let me grab this little pile over here and start with this. I'm sorry, I'm so sweaty. This is probably disgusting. Polar Express, amazing. Tom Hanks, and it's like just such a weird movie. Yeah, the technical aspects of the movie are actually really cool, so you should go watch it if you haven't already. This movie, I'm so happy it's got a Blu-ray release. I want to make a video on this, but I don't know if it's ever going to come out. But like, dude, like I never thought this was going to come to Blu-ray, and it finally did, and I was so happy I pre-ordered it as soon as I saw it. This movie's just amazing. Robin Williams is Popeye, and Shelley Duvall is Olive Oil. Like, shit, dude. Iconic. So good. And I need to make a Cole's Classics out of that movie. This is a movie that I don't really know why I still have. I got it recommended to me, and then I realized what the movie's about, and, I mean, it has Maggie Smith. I mean, I don't know. I still haven't watched it all the way through. I kind of turned it off after a while because I kind of got bored. Anyway, The Prestige, another Christopher Nolan film that I watched way too late during my Christopher Nolan experience. Because I watched them all like in a row. It was with like Insomnia, Memento, and then I watched this. This movie's so good. It's just, yeah. The twist at the end, if you have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, you probably not spoiled it for you. Preacher's Wife, I don't even know why I have this. It's just, I need to get rid of that. Princess and the Frog, yeah, okay, so Preacher's Wife was another one of those like little like blind Blu-ray things from the movie Insiders. And Princess and the Frog I got from the I actually got to pick this one out from the Insider, so it's funny that these are like back to back. This movie's so fun. I'm almost there. Yeah, just really good. Speaking of really good, Princess Bride, a movie that I've not given enough credit. Criterion did such a good job with the packaging of this. It's just like unlike anything else on the market. This movie's so fun. As You Wish, inconceivable. Andre the Giant's 15-second long fart. If you want to know what I'm talking about, look that up. This movie's just so good. I had to buy the Criterion of it because I just love the packaging. Moving on, Psycho. I literally bought the Steelbook only because it was the only version that Best Buy had. And I was like, you know what? It's like $5 anyway. Whatever. I think it was on sale, too. So, yeah, really good. Twist at the end's good. Pulp Fiction. I need to rewatch it because I half watched it a long time ago and I haven't given it the credit that it deserves. This is like Mom and Dad's favorite movie, so I need to rewatch it. Another Tarantino classic. Speaking of blind buys, Rambo. I got my cousin told me to buy these, and I did, and then I promptly haven't watched them, so I need to watch them because he wanted to borrow them, and I figured, you know, why not? I'll probably watch them eventually. Okay, I need to make sure I'm doing these in order because I'm gonna try to put them back in the same order. Wow, talking for like an hour sucks. Anyway, Ratatouille. I love this movie so much. Like, another, like, Disney Pixar classic. I don't think I saw this movie in theaters. Or maybe I did. I don't remember. Anyway, great movie. I love the bits where it's like the... It's like the flavor. You can see it, like, in the background of him. All the swirly colors. It's so cool. The movie's just really fun. I need to rewatch it. I think my sister was watching it today, so I need to rewatch that. Ready Player One. This was another Black Friday bulk purchase. I thought it was okay. I mean, I definitely like the book a lot more, just because it's like, I don't know. I do like that Steven Spielberg directed this. He's also gonna be directing West Side Story, but I mean, yeah, I thought this was very competently made. There were some bits where I was like, eh. I honestly think they changed the narrative a little bit too much for my liking, but hey, it's whatever. Thought it was okay. I keep burping. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Rio 2, I got this as a gift. Whatever, Rio 2. Robin Hood, I love this movie. It's another one of, like, I literally, all I watched as a kid was, like, PBS, Clifford, Spongebob, Scooby-Doo, and then, like this era of, like, Disney movies. I'm so glad they didn't F up the transfer on this, though I'll talk about that with Sword in the Stone when that gets here. Yeah, digital restoration, that actually freaking means something for this release. This movie's so good. I don't know what else to say. It's just like the whole bit with the snake and the king, just so funny. Great movie. RoboCop, I got this at the dollar store. Nothing really else I can say about it, honestly. Just like, yeah, just RoboCop. I still haven't seen it. I'm sorry. I've seen the new one, but I haven't seen the original. I heard really, like, I heard that one's like bloody and gory as shit though. Rocket Man. This is... I was in a whole ass Elton John phase when I first watched this, and I think this is around the time the movie came out too, and I was just like so into it. Like, I love the cover of Honky Cat in this, and I love the way that the music is woven into it. I hated the way in which this movie got flack, because everybody was like, oh, that's not very real, and then it's like, but Elton John himself executive produced the movie, so don't you think that it would be like, you know, he would have, like, made sure it was accurate? No, I don't want to update. Piss off, Windows. This also came with a book, which I thought was pretty cool. I have like, oh my god, there's like so many things that I have in my collection that I haven't even looked at in God knows how long. But yeah, this movie's really good. I have talked about this for too long. I need to move on. Rocky, I bought this because I was just feeling like I wanted to waste some money. I still need to watch it. I've heard that these movies are like just a classic, so I need to watch. I started watching Rocky, and then I don't know, I was just tired, not really feeling it, so I wanted to give it the proper respect that it deserves, so I figured I'd watch it another day. I need to get around to it. RV, I would say this is arguably Robin Williams' most underrated film, just because, I mean, it's like, dude, look at the crappy-ass packaging they did for this. It's like no effort given at all. It's like Deja Vu. Like the movie Deja Vu. That's really funny that I said it like that, but this movie's so good. I mean, yeah, this movie's just so funny. My whole family loves this movie. We quote it all the time. It's just like the whole bit about Lola with the GPS and like, oh my god, that movie's big rolling turd with this movie's so funny. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I saw this in theaters and didn't really know what to make of it. I need to rewatch it. I'm sure it probably would have more significance to me now, but yeah, it's just about, yeah, movie's good. The Santa Claus, I hate to say that for the longest time, I said that number 3 was my favorite, and now I would say that I don't know, they're all kind of equal for me. Obviously, it was a movie club exclusive. I got it as a featured title because I knew I was going to have to buy them eventually, and so I figured, why not buy them now? Saving Mr. Banks is so good. It's a great companion piece for Mary Poppins. Like I said, Miss Travers is rolling in her grave about the Returns movie, but this movie is really good. Emma Thompson does a great job as playing her. Just really good. Yeah. BJ Novak has a weird cameo appearance in that. Really good. If you haven't watched it already, please go watch it. If you like Mary Poppins, if you like Disney, if you like all that stuff. Scoob, the only reason I own this movie is because, like, I'm just a sucker for Scooby-Doo. I mean, and it also was a Black Friday haul purchase, so it was like $5, but I don't know. This movie could have been so much more if it wasn't trying to just, like, establish a cinematic universe, because that's obviously what it's doing. Like, don't lie to yourself, this is what this movie was doing. I don't even mind the fact that they kind of changed Shaggy's voice, but it's too much of a change. I'm sorry. You gotta get like a Like Zoinks or Like Jinkies in there a couple times, or else I'm not gonna be into it. But like, either way, I like that Frank Welker is still voicing Scooby-Doo. He's still like part of it. I'm glad they didn't just like pull a Matthew Lillard and just completely cut him off. So that was, I mean, I can respect that. Okay, this is all the Scooby-Doo stuff. So like, yeah. Scooby-Doo 1 and 2, these movies are really funny. I don't have quite the attachment to them like I do with like Over the Hedge or like Garfield, but these movies are still pretty entertaining. I do have an attachment to this movie though, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. I had this on VHS back in the day. It's one of the few that I watched just over and over and over. This movie's so fun. It's one of those comfort movies for me. Honestly, I could put this on and just really stare off into space and just enjoy the fact that I am double the age of when I started watching it. Loch Ness Monster, same deal. Fun movie. Yeah. The whole bit about them being in Scotland, so fun. Shaun of the Dead, another one of the FYE purchases. I don't even care that it was in the Steelbook. I just thought, cover looks cool and everything, and it was like $7, so. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. I need to rewatch. This is one of the ones that I watched in middle school and just kind of half processed. But yeah. Let's just put that right there. Shawshank Redemption, what happened with this? Oh yeah, I went on a run earlier that day, and it was so hot that I came back and watched this movie. Barely drank any water at all, got a migraine, and threw up right towards the end of the movie. So, otherwise, the movie's really good. And I promise you, it wasn't because of the plot that I vomited. It was because I had a migraine, and I was dehydrated and just, completely messed up. Shazam! Oh, this movie was so good. That's all I have to say. Movie's really good. Short Circuit, just absolutely iconic. Stephanie, nice software. This movie's so fun. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Johnny Number 5 is alive. Movie's so fun. If you haven't seen it already, go watch it. Alright, next row. Alright, so we're on the very last shelf of the movies, and then we get down to the TV shows. That's the good stuff. Alright, I already talked about this, Shrek. My cousins absolutely love this movie, or they love all the movies. Shrek 2 is probably one of the best ones. I've seen Shrek 2 so many times. I've only seen Shrek, the original, a couple times. These movies are awesome, obviously. 16 Candles, I watched this during my big, binge. I don't like the ending of this movie. I'm just going to say it right now. I love the cover of this more than I like the ending of the movie. That's how much I hate the ending. I thought the rest of it was great, though. Anthony Michael Hall is really good in this. That's all I have to say. Molly Ringwald, too. The Sixth Sense. This is the movie that gave my mom the idea for my name. My name is Cole, and that's the same name as Haley Joel Osment in this movie. And I finally was able to watch the movie, about a year or two ago, and this movie's awesome. This movie's so good. I unfortunately had the ending spoiled for me, or the twist ending. I'm not going to spoil it for you now. I mean, go watch the movie. I mean, this movie's 21 years old. This movie came out around the same time I was born, so my mom was pregnant with me, went to go see this movie, and she was like, oh, Cole's a cute name. I'm going to name that my kid after him, because, he's just, Haley Joel Osment he's just adorable in the movie. Smokey and the Bandit on 4K. This is one of the newest additions to the collection. I mean, I watched this with my grandpa for the first time years ago and just completely fell in love with this movie. Jackie Gleason, this movie's freaking hilarious. Yeah, this movie's just awesome. Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, it's just, they're all amazing in this movie. They just give it their all. This movie's so wholesome. It's just so fun. It's like, yeah. And I bought the 4K for a reason. Any movie that is like a movie I'm going to watch for the rest of my life, I buy it in 4K or the highest resolution possible, because I know I'm going to watch it over and over. And I love the remaster of that too. It looks really good, even though the HDR is kind of a pain for the server. But Sonic the Hedgehog, another Black Friday purchase. Jim Carrey, back to basics. Honestly, like, this movie's really good. Thought it was really fun. I'll watch the sequel too. Spaceballs again in 4K. Thank you, Kino Lorber, for doing the goddamn remaster transfer. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't thank you enough for that. I mean, I wish they did a steelbook of it, but, I mean, can't expect too much. I mean, the remaster of this looks really good. Thank you for making the Blu-ray also the remaster. Goddamn bastards with Smokey and the Bandit and Willy Wonka. They both gave you the original. They gave you an old remastered Blu-ray, but then the 4K is the only one that's actually the new remaster. So it's like, thank you for giving us a remastered Blu-ray and 4K. Appreciate it. Love you. I mean, God, Sam Raimi. I mean, dude, this is the reason that I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Batman are my two favorite superheroes of all time, and it's because of these movies that I like I even know who Spider-Man is. These came out in prime time for me of, like, superhero loving. Still have yet to read a single comic book, but, dude, these movies are iconic. Sam Raimi trilogy. I mean, God. I unironically wore, like, a Spider-Man suit under my actual clothing. That's how much of a dork I was. I was just, like, you know, I was, like, 6 or 7. It's, like, an absolute dork. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. What a fantastic movie. Whenever I go into a theater and I start watching a movie, I already know it's going to be good. Like, just like based on the beginning, just based on something. Just creatively and from just like an animation perspective, this movie already blew everything else out of the water. And I'm so happy that, from what I heard, they made the animation type open source. So it's like, hell yeah, thank you, Sony. Sony just paving the way. Also, John Mulaney as Spider-Ham. You gotta love that. I love John Mulaney. Bring us stuff to Blu-ray, please. Spies in Disguise, a movie that I didn't expect to like, or I didn't even expect to see in theaters, but I got it recommended by my coworker. This movie's so goddamn funny. If you haven't seen it already, it's like unironically really good. Like, it's super funny. It's basically Emperor's New Groove, but like spy form. Really good. Speaking of Spirited Away, God, if I watch this now, it'd probably make me cry. So I'm not gonna watch it. This movie's just really fun. I love the soundtrack. I love the whole message of everything. I also like the weird tar monster too. That's also great. The Spongebob movie. Oh, what the hell? Oh, God. There's discs leaking. I don't even know why. What the hell is wrong with this thing? Oh, I see what I did. I put the original DVD in here, even though it's not meant to hold both of those. Why the fuck did I do that? Okay, anyway, I'm stupid. The point is, this movie's amazing. I remember seeing it in theaters. One of the first movies I ever saw in theaters. Yeah, just SpongeBob is just iconic for me. I wish they'd release the whole show on Blu-ray eventually, but it might not ever happen. Stagecoach, one of the Criterion half-off pickups that I did. I watched Stagecoach before I bought it, to be fair. Another John Wayne classic. This movie's really fun. It reminds me a lot of High and the Mighty, but like Western form. Star Trek Motion Picture Collection. I got this as the 50th anniversary box set, which I might show once I get to the TV show section. This, I haven't seen any of these, even though I really like the packaging of this, because I got the special edition. Anyway, I've heard that those movies are really good, though. They're doing 4K remasters of those that they're releasing soon. I don't know what the difference is, but whatever. Superbad. I like Booksmart better. Sorry. Different time. Tenet is the first Nolan movie in theaters that I saw, and holy shit, is this movie awesome. Even though everybody was like, the audio, I talked about it in my movie review. You can go watch that if you want. This movie is so much fun. I saw this movie in theaters 3 times, and God, I'm such a Nolan shill. I'm sorry. No, you know what? I'm not fucking sorry. Movie's great. Go watch it. Robert Pattinson again, just transforming his entire career. I mean, the plane crash in that, are you fucking kidding me? He crashed a plane into an actual hangar. I mean, go watch it just for that. I mean, Christ. This is the end. This is such a funny movie. I watched this during my middle school, just like watch every movie known to man. This movie's so much fun. It's just a comfy movie for me. What can I say? The Greatest Showman. I like the soundtrack in this. Yeah, that's about all I can say. I don't think I'd ever watch it again. It was one of the Black Friday purchases. The Producers. I need to watch this because Gene Wilder's in it, but I started watching it and got bored. So, I don't know what that says about me. I mean, world's biggest dick, I guess. Whatever. The Proposal, fun movie. Mom likes this. Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds. I mean, great. The Shining. I bought this because of the cover. I really liked it. It was one of those like Target or Walmart like special covers. Part of me wants to buy the 4K, but another part of me knows that because it's a major studio, they're just going to give you the shitty old Blu-ray with it and not a 4K remastered, like a new remastered Blu-ray, but whatever. Good movie. Here's Johnny. Here's Sorcerer's Apprentice. This movie's really good. Jay Baruchel is really good in this. Nicolas Cage obviously is amazing. Alfred Molina is in this too. This movie's so good. I mean, it reminds me of Spider-Man 2, honestly. Just Alfred Molina being the bad guy. He just gets to be all, like, sinister and evil. Because he just has that voice, man. He has that look. He has that, like, pompous British thing going on that everybody loves. Alright. Sword in the Stone. Here's to another shitty remaster. Digital restoration my ass. You guys completely butchered this. I want a refund. You know what, better yet? When you guys actually do a proper goddamn transfer of this shit, I want a free replacement, free of charge, because I shelled out money for that and it looks like garbage. Fix it. The movie is too good to be treated like that. Terminator, obviously iconic. I thought about getting the second one on 4K, but it's like, I'll just settle for this. I bought this along with Rocky. I was just buying a bunch of like film collections or movie collection sets. Jesus Christ, can I grab this? Time Bandits. I bought this because it's Terry Gilliam, and my dad remembers seeing this in theaters as a kid, so we are meaning to watch this, but we're being a little slow with it. We're kind of taking our time. Titanic, my sister's favorite movie of all time, or one of her favorites at least. Fun fact about this for me, I watched this when I was this was at the bookend of my Titanic phase, and because of this movie was the reason I stopped liking Titanic, because watching this movie, I realized that people actually died. People actually fucking drowned and died in this movie. So I gave up. I was just like, you know what? This has scarred me for life. That's the reason I have a phobia of drowning. On a real note, but yeah, my mom skipped over the part where they were like having sex in the car, and I like the part at the. I'm not even gonna say that. Anyway, classic movie, James Cameron. Toy Story 4, another Disney Movie Club exclusive. You can see by the thing right there. I like this a lot. I like that it was kind of... It takes the whole entire franchise in a different direction. Even though, like, the one before was like, oh my god, we have to get back to Andy as usual. Or we have to get back somewhere. Get back to our, our kid or whatever. Toy Story of Terror. I bought this because my brother loves Toy Story and we bought it because he wanted to watch it. Trading Places. My friend told me to buy this and I still haven't watched it. I'm sorry. Don't really have anything else to say. It's on my list. Tron. I saw this with my uncle and my cousins and I thought it was really cool. Especially because it's like in the 80s. It has goddamn Jeff Bridges, like young Jeff Bridges in it. This movie's pretty fun. I liked it a lot. Troop Beverly Hills, another classic. Yeah, Mom and I watched this a lot when I was little. And it's such a fun comfort movie. If you want something fun to watch with any kid really, but especially if you have like a daughter or like a niece or somebody, just show them this movie. It's just so like fun, carefree, just like it's a very like kid fun movie. Trolls. I didn't think I was gonna like this movie, but it grew on me because apparently my family all saw it in theaters without me, and then they started playing the soundtrack over and over and over and over and over, and now I know the entire soundtrack by heart. And I started liking the movie by extension, so there's that. True Grit. I wanted to like this movie, I just can't get over how annoying the girl was in this movie. She was just that aggressive, like, tomboy, like, I'm not that annoying, I'm not that much of an asshole, even though I am. It's like, I couldn't get over it. John Wayne's really great in it, though. I can see why he won the Oscar. Alright, I think this is maybe the last import that I have, honestly. True Lies. James Cameron. Get us a remaster of this, like yesterday. Jamie Lee Curtis. Arnold Schwarzenegger, iconic. Remaster this now, so I don't have to keep settling for this like garbage ass like import, like half-ass transfer. It just looks like shit. I'm such a loser. All right, well, what's the next pile? Where you can see where all my disposable income comes from, or I can see where all of it goes rather. Truman Show, such a great meta commentary on like reality TV and just like, you know, Big Brother in general. Just like where we are now, it's like everything's a camera, everything could be recorded, you know? It's just, yeah, such a cool movie. I love the way it ends. It's just like such a great movie. Jim Carrey, one of his, you know, more deep roles. Uncle Buck, another great, like, you know, a comedian playing just like a really like down to earth character, even though he appears on the outside like he's just such a careless asshole. Yeah, this is a fantastic movie. I had to pick that up. Also, Macaulay Culkin's in it too, and just like iconic. Uncut Gems, I still have yet to see this. This is another Black Friday purchase. I heard it was really good. I heard that Adam Sandler was actually like trying in that, so I need to watch it. It's on my list. Up. This and Ratatouille and a couple other of the Disney movies I got when they asked me to like renew my movie club subscription. I could get another like 5 for $1. So yeah, Up is a great movie. Like, I'm glad I didn't watch it now because I would have cried like a little bitch. Venom. I went into this just knowing it was going to be campy and dumb and fun, and I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I thought it was so fun. Everybody was like giving it crap online, but I was like, you know what? I'm having fun. I go to the theater to have fun. That's all that matters. Tom Hardy had a great time with that. V for Vendetta, another like, just like, ugh. I don't even want to talk about this movie. Just like, whatever. I don't even know why I have it. Videodrome. What? Wait, I'm holding this backwards. There we go. Videodrome. What an interesting movie. James Woods, is that his name? Totally forgot his name. James Woods, thank you. Yeah, James Woods. What a interesting movie. I bought it because I liked the title of it, and I kind of liked, I wanted to get into movies by David Cronenberg, and I thought this would be a fun start. What a weird, like, that guy's literally like Tarantino, but like, just with like body dysmorphia. Just like, ugh, I had to look away at some parts because it was like, dude, holy shit, it looks cool, and I want to support that because I love innovative stuff like that, but shit, dude, that scared the hell out of me. Good idea, good concept, good plot. WALL-E, another Disney movie club 5 for $1 pickup. Just iconic. Just a great movie all together. I love the axiom. I love the idea of like a dystopian Earth where we have to leave because of all the garbage that we're creating. West Side Story. I only bought this because we played the music in band in high school, and I thought, well, I may as well own the movie. I need to rewatch this because I barely watched it when we were watching it in class for band, for learning about the songs. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Just a treasure. Really, I don't even know what else to say. Just like, you know, something that'll literally never happen again in terms of like in cinematic history. So many different animated properties being in one movie. Really good. Also, not to mention the technical aspects of that too. Also, not to mention the guy who voiced Roger Rabbit showing up in a bunny suit every day. The Wizard. Thank you to Shout Factory for remastering this movie. God, what a great movie. Fred Savage, whoever the hell that girl's name is. Jenny Lewis, thank you for the back. I love the cover for this. It's so awesome. I immediately bought it as soon as I saw it went on sale. It was so good. I pre-ordered it. Such a fun movie. California, just like Mario. This is basically just one big ad for Mario for Nintendo of the 80s. So great. Wolf of Wall Street. What a... God, I don't know why I like this movie. It's just like the opposite of my personality, but like I just found it so cool. Just like, I don't know why, just seeing like people living in excess is just so fascinating to me. Seeing just an entirely different, like, just the way that Jordan Belfort's mind thinks in this movie. Leo DiCaprio portraying that too. And just like the way that his, you know, hearing his like inner commentary at the beginning about like how many drugs he takes, like how much money he makes, and, you know, talking about like the technical aspects of like, oh, is this legal? Of course it isn't, but it's like, it's just so cool. That's such a great movie. Wizard of Oz. I don't really need to explain why I have that movie. Everybody has that movie. And now we come to my favorite movie of all time, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I had to pick up the Zavvi Steelbook 4K. I was so happy to see this got remastered this year. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, we're coming up to the 50th anniversary. They're just going to wait until this year. Gene Wilder in his greatest performance of all time. I've seen this movie so many times. I still have the VHS tape up there. I have like 5 special editions of it. I've seen it in theaters. I'm going to see it in theaters again later this year because they're doing another re-release in theaters. Just, oh my god. Time is a precious thing, never waste it. We are the music makers, we are the dreamers of the dreams. Snosberries, who ever heard of a Snosberry? It's got more gas in it than a politician. By gum, it's gum. Wrong. It's the most, yeah, it's just, I go on that movie just, oh, it's just the ultimate comfy movie for me. Won't You Be My Neighbor? This was so well made. I need to rewatch it, and that's the reason I bought it too, is because I didn't want it to go away, because it's like such a good, like, oh, my voice is cracking. Good. Wrecking my voice for tomorrow. Wreck-It Ralph, another Blu-ray that I bought before I even knew Blu-ray was a thing, and now it's in my collection. 3D Blu-ray, why not? I love the little rectangular cover to it. I always thought that was kind of cool. It is such a great movie. So fun. Anyway. Moving on. Oh my god, we don't have that many left. Oh, we only have 1 left. And to finish it off, Year Without a Santa Claus. Yeah. I don't need to say anything about that. Now we're on to TV shows. Let's get this going. 3, 2, 1. I don't even know if the snaps are lining up at all, but yeah. Got all the TV shows going, and yeah, we're just gonna get going. Batman the Complete Animated Series. I've started, I bought this as a blind buy. I've never seen it before. And I've started watching it, and it's really good. I like it. I still can't believe that Mark Hamill is the voice of the Joker. It's so wild. His laugh is so creepy, and it's so good. I like it a lot. This is really good. Alright, and then we got Batman the 60s, the original series. Had to pick this up on Blu-ray. I actually was able to find, luckily enough, the big like collector's edition that was worth like $120 when it first came out. Now it's worth like $5,000. I don't know how much it's actually worth, but that's probably a close estimate. I still haven't watched the show all the way through. I watched seasons 1 and 2, and then like I don't even think I've watched season 3 yet. I need to watch this show. It's on my list. The Boondocks I literally just bought because I was told to. I like some of the bits in the show. My cousins like it too, so I bought it for them mostly. And then we're not going to talk about that. That's something else. Alright, getting into The Crown. I got so into The Crown over the last like couple months. I was told to watch it, and I did, and I'm so happy I did because this show is so good. I mean, it has like so many people. I mean, it has like John Lithgow, Olivia Colman, Claire Foy, Matt Smith, Helena Bonham Carter. So many people. It's just like Christ. It's like a who's who of like British celebrities. Not to mention that they're gonna have the actress who played Umbridge from Harry Potter in seasons 5 and 6. It's like so good. I'm going to buy season 4 as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray because Sony's awesome and they're actually releasing their stuff on Blu-ray because they're not letting Netflix take it over. Such a great show. If you haven't watched it already, really good. Really, yeah, it's really great. And then, of course, we have Doctor Who. It's the reason I know half of the British actors are out today, basically. I love Doctor Who. I was showed it in middle school, so it was like perfect time for me. Also a perfect time because the 50th anniversary came out while I was in middle school too. So I got to watch that live I mean, not in person, but I got to watch it on TV live with a friend because I didn't have BBC. Love the show. Can't stand the newer seasons. Don't even get me started on those. Chibnall is ruining the series. But yeah, I love the show so much. David Tennant was a masterpiece. Matt Smith was also, and so is Christopher Eccleston. You can't skip 9. Alright, moving on to the Flintstones. I bought this because I wanted to waste some money, and I figured why not? I'll buy the Flintstones. It's a classic, Hanna-Barbera, that sort of thing. I still haven't watched the entire thing, but one of these days I will. Alright, moving on to Friends. I got this off eBay because I was apparently too cheap to buy the regular version. Came to me completely dented. Some of the cases are broken in some spots, but otherwise it's completely fine. I put it on my Plex server. I watched it on there. This is how I watch all my content, is on my Plex server. And I just compressed the hell out of it so it actually fits on a couple drives. But yeah, it's Friends. What is there to say? I like the first like 5 seasons, and then the rest of them is just like, eh. I could probably tell you the exact time where I kind of just start to fall off the wagon each and every time, but like, I won't get into that. Alright, moving on to Garfield and Friends. I had to make this set because, frankly, it's just smaller to put it in this big case, rather than have them all in separate cases. Not to mention, too, that you can't find the original, altered versions, because now they have these bullshitters, because PBS thought, what'll get the kids to buy these? Oh yeah, I know, we're gonna crop the shit out of them, make them 16:9, when they used to be a 4:3 aspect ratio. Oh, but we're gonna take all the time to go in and remaster all of them, so you're either stuck with VHS copy, shitty ass, like, VHS recorded to DVD, like, actual original aspect ratio copies, or you have remastered ones that look like garbage because they're 16:9. Screw you, PBS. Alright, moving on to Game of Thrones. What do I say about this show? I bought it as a Prime Day deal because I figured, a show this iconic because it's HBO, and I've heard it's really good. I've heard that a lot of people like it. A lot of people who I'm friends with like it. I thought I was going to like it too. I really wanted to like it because I spent money on it, but I just haven't gotten into it. And unlike I was able to get into The Crown. For a while I told myself that, yeah, it's because the episodes are long, it's because all that, but, like, what it really comes down to is just, like, there's so much to keep track of. There's so many different characters, they all have medieval-sounding names, and it's just hard to get into and stay into a rhythm because it's just, the whole show is one, like, ongoing plot line of, like, 500 different characters. A lot of which I've heard also die in the show, so it's, like, kind of hard to get attached in that way. Jessica Jones Season 1, bought this for David Tennant, watched it for David Tennant, loved it for David Tennant. Just, yeah, that show's really good. The Jetsons I bought because I kind of remember watching it as a kid, and I always thought just, like, the art style was cool. I always thought the whole concept of, like, flying cars and stuff was cool. Anyway. Mr. Robot, bought it this Prime Day. Bought it as a blind buy. I watched the first episode, and I haven't gotten around to watching the rest of the show. Heard it's really good. Rami Malek, I heard, was, like, awesome in this show. It's on my list, I promise. And, of course, we come to The Office. This is the most expensive thing in my collection by far. This was $120 when I bought it. But, yeah. The show is obviously iconic. I don't know what else to say about it. There's nothing else to say that hasn't already been said. Speaking of that, Parks and Recreation, Ron Swanson. Never half-ass 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing. Soy milk is just water that's lying about being milk. It's like, this show's so goddamn funny. I would honestly say Parks and Rec has more rewatchability for me than The Office. Don't at me on that. And then moving on to my favorite show of all time, Psych. Yeah, what else do I need to say? Bring this shit to Blu-ray as soon as you're done with the movies. As soon as you're done with Psych the movies, bring this to Blu-ray ASAP. Hey, NBC Universal, if you're watching, I love this show to death. I will pay any amount of money to see this come to Blu-ray. Please. I'm sick and tired of the DVD copies. They look like shit. Especially with seasons 1 through 3. Bring that shit to Blu-ray. I'm not asking. Ultimate Popeye, this is just a collection of, like, old discs. Like, for real. Like, this isn't even... Yeah, this is just a... Yeah, I just remember watching these cartoons when I was a kid, so I've just held on to it. Because why not? Alright. Now on to Rick and Morty. I watched this show when I was in high school and loved it. I got it recommended to me like 1,000 billion times. They were like, watch this fucking show already. And I was like, alright, fine, I'll do it. And I'm watching season 5. I don't know, I'm a little, like, neutral on it. It's a little lackluster so far. I'm hoping tomorrow's episode's good. I'm filming this on a Saturday, so I'm hoping tomorrow's episode's good. Tomorrow is episode 4, I think. So yeah, I'm glad that I bought the Steelbook for Season 4, though. I actually really like Season 4. Season 4 was able to stay consistently good throughout. So I'm hoping Season 5 kind of starts to pick up. I love this show, but shit, do the DVDs look really bad. Like, oh my god. I literally, like, started looking at these on my TV or on my monitor, and oh my god, it just looks horrible. Like, it looks like garbage. Like, Lionsgate, you guys are such assholes. You know, first with the whole Make MKV, like phony title, like, playlist things, and then, like, now with, like, releasing this on DVD and, like, the most garbage quality I've ever seen. Like, that's my gripe with DVD. I won't get into that too much, but yeah. Release this on Blu-ray. This show won 8 goddamn Emmys. It deserves a Blu-ray treatment. I mean, come on. Get your shit together. Speaking of a show that I never thought would come to Blu-ray, but actually did, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I waited for this for like an entire summer. I didn't even want summer to be here. I was just so excited about this show coming out on Blu-ray, because this is iconic. This is like my childhood right here. This is part of it. This show's so good. I have like the special edition, obviously, because that's the only way you can buy it right now. But yeah, I waited for an entire summer. I did a whole review on it. Go watch that if you want. Scooby-Doo movies. Scooby-Doo meets Batman. Iconic. Just so good. I love those episodes. It's the only reason I bought that entire thing. And then to get some episodes of the Scooby-Doo show, because I wanted a complete collection, I had to buy this on DVD. One of the few DVDs I have in the collection. That sort of thing. Okay. The next thing is Spongebob, but I have like 500 cases of that, so I'm just going to lift up Season 1, Episode 1. These have been loved to death, basically, because these are the discs that I used to watch the show on when I was little. So, like, these cases are just beaten up, and they're like the original releases of, like, most of these discs. Like, most of these seasons were, like, original, like, you know, I remember getting Season 3 as a gift, as a Christmas gift, the year that it released, and I only have Seasons 1 through 9. I don't really feel like buying the rest of the seasons. I mean, I don't really care that much. This is Stranger Things. It doesn't fit on the shelf because, for whatever reason, they decided to put them in fucking VHS tape sizes. So I had to put them in this little like case. So, but yeah, I like Seasons 1 and 2. Part of me was sad they didn't release Season 3 on Blu-ray, but after watching it, I'm glad they didn't, because I wasn't gonna buy it anyway. Don't come after me on that. Star Trek, the original series. What fantastic packaging overall with this. It's such a fun box set. I was able to find it. I got a gift card for Walmart and picked this up. It came with this. This has the animated series in it. Okay, I was going to say. I've watched the original series. I've watched the animated series. Both of them are awesome. The animated series is such a great, like, you know, if you want, like, shorter, condensed versions of Star Trek, but with the same characters, same cast, and that sort of thing. The soundtrack's really fun, too. Same with the original. Yeah. This show's just great. It's awesome. My grandpa recommended it to me, and I bought the gift set, the anniversary gift set, and that's just the way to go. Got it from a gift card for Amazon, or for Walmart. Worth it. Now, this is a show I've been getting into recently, True Detective. If you guys haven't seen this, you guys gotta watch it. Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson, Season 1, Vince Vaughn, Rachel McAdams, Colin Farrell, Season 2, and I don't know who's in Season 3, I'm sorry. But yeah, I just finished Season 2, wild. Season 1 was, like, already iconic. Like, the way that McConaughey and Harrelson, their whole chemistry in that first season is just amazing, and the cast changes with each season. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but yeah, show's really good. I picked this up on Prime Day along with Mr. Robot, because I figured, you know, I started watching Season 1 on HBO Max and was like, well, I want to buy this show anyway, so I figured I'd do that. Oh my god, the last one in the collection is The Twilight Zone. I haven't watched all the episodes of this, and I'm ashamed to say that, because every time I watch this show, I'm like, it's so good. Like, the one in the plane with William Shatner, there's the episode with the trumpet, and I play trumpet in band, And what was another one that I remember? The Weirdos on Maple Street, is that what it was called? I remember watching that in middle school. That was my first exposure to the show. Just, yeah, it's wonderful. Alright, so with that, that is my entire Blu-ray collection. I will never be doing this again because it is like 4:30 in the morning and I was going to go to sleep early tonight, but then I decided I'm going to do this. Hopefully this is coming out on my birthday. I'm not really going to really edit any of this. I'm just going to like let it run. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and check out my other film reviews. And I hope next year I'll remember to do like a you know, 1 year later, like here's everything that I've gotten since then. I'm never going to do this whole like, you know, go through the entire collection again like some other collector YouTubers do. So, yeah. Alright. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want more, and be on the lookout for future videos where they're just going to be like film reviews and that sort of thing. So, alright. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.